glasses so he wouldn't, like, he could see things differently. Yeah. I really like him. I like Davis. He's a good android.
Yeah, hopefully he's not...
an evil android.
David.
Yeah, David. Or, like, 90% of the other androids in the Alien franchise.
No, whatchamacallit was a good android.
Bishop?
Bishop was a good android.
Yeah.
So is,
The second.
Andrew? Mark? Phyllis? The other Fassbender.
What was his name?
George?
Not Simon.
Stephanopoulos?
Yeah, because I wouldn't be like Connor.
Connor? Marcus.
A lot of names just got thrown at the mic.
Yeah.
Name drops.
It doesn't know what to do.
RA9. Let me look it up really quick. IMDb. Why can't I remember his name? That makes me kind of upset. It's because David's better at everything.
Wayne?
No, definitely not.
George.
What is it? Walter.
Yeah, that was my first guess. But it sounded outlandish. So
that was my 47th guess.
It was at least my 18th.
Is his name Sock?
Sock.
Yes.
I hate socks.
Sock Gleason.
Socks and coleslaw.
Anyways, Sudan, what are your books from this week?
My books from this week, holy crap.
He had a couple.
This week I had to be picky and choosy because there was books missing from my slot and I didn't know. I had the Amazing Spider-Man number 19. I gave that one an 8 out of 10 staples.
Nice.
Same artist, Geraldo Sandoval, writer Nick Spencer, cover. I got the Humberto Ramos cover.
Yeah, also. With Craven the Hunter on it?
It has...
Craven the Hunter on it.
Rhino and Gang.
Oh, that's the original cover.
Are they both Humberto Ramos?
I wonder if they were... No, actually, I don't think mine was a Humberto.
Peachy's a liar!
I am. This is completely somebody else. I forgot. I had named him last week because this is the Spider-Man villains covers.
Yeah, this one I got the Humberto Ramos cover where it's got all the group. Not my favorite, so moving on. Only 8 out of 10 this week. Then I also got the Symbiote Spider-Man. Symbiote
It was a good book. I got that one as well.
It was a good book. I gave that one an 8 out of 10 as well.
He punched Mysterio.
Yeah.
He did.
I saw that.
He was a jerk.
He had glasses.
Artist Greg Land, writer Peter David, cover Scotty Young.
I keep thinking, like, I know who Peter David is, but I don't. I'm thinking about Peter Davidson.
Pete Davidson, yeah.
Yeah, Pete Davidson.
I know Greg Land for sure. I know his
I also picked up the Batman Who Laughs. Didn't read it. I am an episode behind. I can't find my number 3.
Oh.
So I couldn't
sure
read
you got it.
I did. Yes. It's in my CLZ.
Oh.
But
okay.
I don't know where it is. It's somewhere in where I put the new stuff.
Oh.
First, I need separators.
Yeah.
I also picked up Detective Comics number 1001. I did not read that either, because I did not read 1000 or 999 or 998
or a lot before that.
Minus Infinity. I read Pits and Pieces.
Actually, I didn't read a couple of my hauls from this week either, but I had a few to catch up.
Slacking, guys.
Yeah, super
I
slacking.
read so many books today.
Same. I read like 9 books today, something like that.
But my pick of the week actually is a kind of a joy for me, and it's going to be a multi-book kind of situation. I picked the Ghostbusters. They're doing 35th anniversary one-shots right now.
Nice.
IDW. Sorry.
Yeah.
IDW has controlled the rights to Ghostbusters and the writing for a while now. And they've kind of embraced every aspect of the franchise from Ghostbusters, the actual movies, which we all grew up and love and endure, which has endured in the main Ghostbuster Who You Gonna Call line that they've been going on. Great storylines. Huh?
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
No, Who You Gonna Call is
Answer the Call.
Answer the Call
That's what
is
it was. Yeah.
But Who You Gonna Call, they recently released the last week, which was really just kind of just Ghostbusters. It's a continuation of the movie franchise from its natural logical progression. It's super cool. They have the same attitudes that the characters do.
So I wonder if they're going to try to tie that into that new third movie.
I don't know how it is, but I do know that they've considered that this is official canon, so maybe it'll work out. Because as far as I know, the third movie has nothing to do except for the equipment and a little bit of the lore and maybe a few name drops to the old movies.
Oh, really?
They are tied, but it's in the same universe, but it's like in some shady town somewhere, and it's a bunch of kids that are doing it.
Huh.
That's a very limited information on the movie.
Yeah.
Stranger Things.
It's Stranger Things with Ghostbusters for reals.
That was just kind of under the assumption where the old crew would come on and take on a teacher type role. Huh.
I think we're gonna see like Ray
Watcher
Stans having like the bait shop in town type, or the local kooky shop in town. The kids are gonna stumble upon something. He'll be the mentor role. I've heard roles of him losing a leg or being in a wheelchair. Peter Venkman is a ghost.
Right. Yeah, and I know the latest news says Ernie Hudson's definitely on
Bird, which is great because in the comic book series he got his doctorate and finished that.
Oh, nice.
He's a fully accredited doctor.
Zedmore, huh? Dr. Zed.
Which the last week's episode issue I kind of talked about a little bit here is the one shot is I gave it a 9.5 out of 10. It's artists, let's say the writer by Erik Burnham, art by Dan Schoening. Same with the cover. The coloring by Luis Delgado. Go ahead and pass that around there. You can kind of see the art style there kind of mimics the way the guys look in the movie. You can kind of see the way their features are. Really cool how they do it. And there's this... I love this book so much. It's kind of just a simple story of a...
That's a cool cover.
As the stories progress, they're actually working for the local government.
Oh. Delgado is Humberto Ramos's main colorist.
Oh, yeah, I feel like I knew that, yeah.
He's done Sonic, Ghostbusters, he's done a bunch of stuff. It's cool is that over the progression is that Ghostbusters now work for the government. They're actually officially contracted by the government to keep... Walter Peck oversees them.
Are you serious?
Walter Peck is
you told me that before. They still get into it, yeah.
They still get into it. This is like in our downtime, this modern time, they've kind of grown up a little bit more. It's super cool. It's the progression of the series. And so this is just a one-shot. They're like investigating, like, hey, you have an artifact that's got paranormal activity coming off of it. We have PKE
readings.
Psychokinetic energy coming off of this. And they're like, well, what the heck? Well, they take it back to the firehouse, and they run a whole bunch of tests, and they can't figure out. And accidentally, of course, water pulls on it and activates the tablet, and releases the spirit that infests Egon.
Oh, nice.
As everybody else says in their reviews today, long story short, they save Egon using the positive slime from the second movie.
Nice! I love the positive slime. That's my favorite.
Catch the ghost, who summoned a demon who was all these fish that stuck this wall of water, stuck his hand through, and they just said, just give him the what did you do, Ray? What are you going to do, Ray? This is all about the season lines, and one line that cracked me up was a callback to the movie. It was Winston saying, one of my first questions was, do you believe in the theory of Atlantis? And they're like, whoa, and you didn't leave at that point in the interview? You stuck around for that? That was a cool... They connected so well in the writing in this franchise. I really recommend this whole Osiris series. What's really cool is then they of course give the tablet to the thing and save the day. Right. And I'm like, that's cool. Back saving the day.
Saving the day.
So I really dig it. That was the one shot for Who You Gonna Call Ghostbusters. I really, really freaking love this franchise. Ghostbusters raised me. But that was last week's book, which since they have done a very good job of running that one franchise, they did them all. Real Ghostbusters.
Yeah, that's great.
Even the Answer the Call, best known as the female Ghostbusters, who are legitimate canon in the franchise. I don't care who you are, what you're going to whine about. Right. They are official in the canon. Multiverse is a thing. Get over yourself.
Right.
Even if that happens, they work together in multiple crossover storylines that were fantastically written. And it really makes me excited for these franchises. So that issue comes out next week.
Nice.
This week was the crossover. Well, one time they actually crossed over into the Real Ghostbusters. Oh. The old animated 80s TV show.
Yeah.
I'll go ahead and pass this book around and we'll post the pictures of everything on there. It's in that art style from the animated TV series. Nice. So Slimer's there and that talks. They're all totally goofy and have the goofy kind of attitude.
Egon's exactly how I remember him from
the blonde hair.
Yeah, with the big bouffant thing going up right. Yeah,
that's what everyone thinks that Holtzman was based off of for the movie. Answer the Call.
I didn't even
put hair.
I didn't even put two and two together.
I would love that to be a good connection, because I don't think that Kate McKinnon would hate that.
No.
I think she's got a lot of admiration for Harold Ramis. But I like this book. I gave this one. This one is written by Cavan Scott. Marcelo Ferreira is the artist, and the colorist was Luis Delgado. Artist and colorist did the cover. So it's a little bit nicer version of the animated series.
Yeah.
Upgraded. It's got the same kind of jokes, the silliness. Slimer always sliming Peter. But there's still that love for Slimer, which...
Yeah, that was a great part of that show, that he came to be a part of the crew. He was
the mascot, you know?
Yeah, that was great.
He wasn't this malicious spirit anywhere. He was just this misguided, and I love it. Slimer will always be great. This one is another crew in town, pops up and keeps showing up to their ghost busts and saving the day ahead of them with newer technology and ghost busting and stuff like that. Well, as it goes along, it gets worse. So the Ghostbusters we're going to get out of business here. What are we going to do? And at the end, we find the team, one of the leader, had hired two actors to be his co-host, and he offered Ray a job over at his come over in. So they're like, well, go do it. You'll be our spy.
Right.
Infiltrates the other team, and finds out that they are using paranormal activity to predict the future. Created a prediction engine. They're like, oh, you're still using containment units? Bad day. So during this time, they had actually tried to really put the needle in the Ghostbusters franchise by saying, they're harboring a ghost. How can you trust them? And they catch Slimer.
Right.
They catch Slimer and they put him in this machine with them. Something happens. They went to go shut it down. The Ghostbusters would shut down Ray, and that causes the ghosts all to fuse together to create a Class 99
Like, oh god, what the hell? Nothing's working, and of course they call out to Slimer with